Buddy, for more Collegiate Rocket League, we are in the winners semi-finals right now. So it's looking pretty good for Saints today. I mean, they've been able to win every single game so far today without dropping a map. So that's pretty good for them.
30 seconds in here, still 0-0. These players try to clear it out of their zone. Rickles there. Actually not able to make that pass go off. He does find a demo onto Spoods, but Christian still here making those tricky plays right in front of the net. Toasty and Pig can be left for that defense. Pig hits it out from the air. Ramen will be the one to receive that.
Looks like it is a little bit of ping pong again here. Just as Toasty tries to score there, just gonna get saved by the Saints.
Yeah, it's out to the corner. In this Saints zone, Spoods looking to make this clear. He doesn't get the touch he wanted, I think, but he does get a carry over Toasty in the air. Pig actually committing for that one as well as Rickles. They're good for that save, they're good for that clear, but Christian still making waves in this zone here. Can he make it past two defenders is the question. Not gonna work out for him this time.
Spoods lining it up for Ramen, but it gets booped out of the way there. Oh, it looks like Rickles gonna send that over. But Spoods gonna pick it up, dribble it over towards the orange net. Oh, so close! Just
right,
not in.
Right off the post there and out. Not the post shot you're looking for, but look at two players from Northern Kentucky following up on that ball. Rickles has a lot of boost here. He's able to get it off of Ramen, at least out of his hands for a while. So it's still gonna be in this orange zone. A clear out. Toasty, you've got a great angle here, but there's three Saints chilling in front of that net. You're gonna have to work a little bit harder than that to find that goal. Keep in mind though, Northern Kentucky have been giving Saints a lot of contention here on their own defense. I mean, how many times do we see Christian not find those goals when he does one of those, you know, slow down, hit the brakes, and really read your opponent kind of mix-ups there? But this team kind of found their way around it. They just sent that double commit at the ball, and it's going to shut down Christian for the time being. The tap not there. Rickles hits that one out.
Christian gonna try his best to make something happen here, but he keeps getting booped over to the Saints side. A lot of ping pong happening, as you were saying before, so there isn't a whole lot of like goals or any sort of action like that going on. We got a save here, but
a ton of setups, but just not much to really show for it. Great defense from both sides, honestly. Ramen, though, right off the defender, back to himself, and secures that one. No assist needed there. Toasty, it's that little micro bounce that really messes up Toasty there coming off of the wall. It's not gonna be the save he's looking for, but it is the goal that Ramen's looking for. Make it 1-0 here in this series. Keep in mind, this is for that top 8 spot for tomorrow.
Oh!
Spoods right off the kickoff once again. Saints, this is what we're talking about. They find one goal, and 99% of the time, they just keep it rolling.
yeah, and once they get that momentum, they just keep going. They make sure that they can just get goal after goal there. We'll have to see if that will stay true or if we will see a little bit of an upset here from Northern Kentucky.
Pass out to Toasty in the corner. The problem is Northern Kentucky had a lot of great shots, but every time they try one of these setups, look, 2 or 3 defenders in the net there. Pig, actually a great setup there with the demo, but contention from both Spoods and Christian are going to leave the Saints with a little bit of an advantageous ball here, as the possession still staying in their hands, even with a ton of these Kentucky members being able to get their hands on the ball there. They just can't really get the possession that they're looking for, get the setups that they're looking for. Pig from the goal line, he's not going to find that one.
Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate there for Pig, but it looks like Rickles going to try to keep this out of the net. Spoods, though, being a little bit aggressive here. Pig going to take out Christian in the meantime here. Spoods with another goal!
Off the backboard, that double touch comes through. Spoods showing us exactly why he's been such a long-standing member of this team. Right to the corner, and gonna send those rockets straight into the goal. lock it in, find that shot. What was a stalemate of a game, now 3-0 for the Saints. Kind of in the story with a lot of these series today.
Yeah.
Pig almost actually gonna tap one into his own net there. Gonna be good though, a great save to come through, but Christian keeps attacking that ball. Pig inside the net, just stops it from crossing that plane. He's not able to find that goal just yet. Christian had a lot of great opportunities, but cannot hit the back of the net.
Oh my goodness, this is close here. Looks like Rickles is gonna bring this ball, or try to bring this ball out of the orange zone, but it's not gonna work.
And look at the time.
Exactly, 10 seconds left on the clock here. 3 goals, nothing you can really do if you're in Northern Kentucky.
Yeah, it's definitely tough, to say the least. I mean, when you're feeling so strong in a game and then the floodgates just open when it comes to goals. 2 aerial goals from Spoods, as well as one of the slowest goals in the game. That was, I think it's at 13 miles per hour. Just a nice floater into there. Game 2 gonna be coming up in just a second here. These Northern Kentucky University players gonna have to see what they can do. I mean, they had such a solid 3 minutes, and then Saints, it's like they made the read, they have their number, and at that point, your defense just getting crossed up like it's a basketball game.
Absolutely. Spood's gonna have control of the ball here off the bat. Can he get another one of those goals like he did last game? That's the question. Right off of the bell.
Nice little backflip for this setup. He's able to grab some boost as well. Christian wants to make that pass, but with 2 defenders there to cover it. I think that was Toasty and Rickles, but a pass from Pig is going to lead to a Toasty goal there.
Toasty goal. I love to hear that.
His name's Toasty, and he's got the splash.
Wonderful.
1-0 for Kentucky, having the lead for the first time in this series. The Saints, not something you want to give up so early, but you're also kind of fine with it given that it's only 30 seconds in. Just got to make sure you shut down any more of these attempts. Can't let Toasty go too wild with that momentum. There's a bump from Spoods to keep Ramen on this ball. Nobody to follow up. It bounces right over Rickles. Christian there, but Toasty going to be the one to make this play. 29 boosts to work with. He's going to burn through it all fairly quickly. As he re-ups on that. Gets back to 100, starts making this attack at the ball as I think it was Ramen there, found themselves demoed over to the corner.
Whoa.
Not gonna see another post shot this game.
That was super close. Spoods just missed it there. Looks like Ramen gonna bring it back over to the orange side. Spoods gonna take out Pig. This could be the opening Saints have been waiting for, but it looks like they just won't be able to make it work.
There's a nice wide shot towards the middle there. Not going to have too much speed on it. Christian's good for that save, good for that clear out into this zone. But we're kind of back to ping pong here as both teams, yeah, the first goal came through for Northern Kentucky, but the momentum didn't continue like the Saints were able to find it last game. As you know, that getting scored on 1-0, especially after you take a shutout of a game, it's one of those ones that just kind of wakes you up. You're like, guys, we really got to step up on this defense here. We can't let some goals like that come through from Toasty, and now you see them kind of rethought the defense a little bit, playing these rotations a little bit differently, and the key one today has been the demos. It's how they found so many of their goals and so many of their just games earlier in the bracket that it's kind of interesting that we stopped seeing a lot of demos as we moved into these best of fives. Granted, competition going to get tighter as you move through the winner's bracket, so it does kind of make sense, but at the same time, we see so many goals come through from just a bump in the crease, a demo in the crease, that sometimes you got to have one of those players just headhunting as you try and let those other 2 set up, or you let Christian come through for a solo goal and Spoods tries to find that bump in the crease or what have you. But Northern Kentucky can also take that same approach to these goals as well. They've been, I think, much more aggressive on the demos this game, as you see Christian, right as I say that, Christian gonna find his own.
Yeah, it looks like Ramen gonna try to make another goal happen here, but it's just not in the cards right now. Don't know exactly what's going on for Saints in this moment, but it's just by a hair they keep missing.
Yeah, they're having great rallies towards that net, but great defense to come through from mainly Pig and Toasty, I've been noticing, are the big ones in the net there. You see Rickles here. He's been there, but no shots really on him, no saves on him. It's been all, there's a demo though. It's been kind of all a Toasty and Pig show so far, but Rickles, you see his passes. He's there for the setups. Ramen tries to meet the ball in the air there. Pig going to be the one to actually find the touch off of that, and it's out into the Saints corner. Spoods tries to make one of these carries. We got to see how much boost he has to work with, though.
Looks like it's not going to be enough, whatever it is. Ramen trying to get a goal here, or at least trying to keep Northern Kentucky from getting another goal so they can maybe push it to overtime.
That's really what you're playing for here. Yeah, 2 goals in 1 minute, it's definitely possible, but when you're down 1 at this point, you're playing for the tie, you're playing for the rest of that game. Ramen tries to find another slow one off the backboard. Not gonna be good. 45 seconds to play with. Saints really gotta work for this goal right now. They really gotta make something happen. Ramen using all that boost to just force their way through Toasty. It's gonna leave Pig with possession on that ball. Rickles on that follow-up there too. He's not gonna find that second touch, but it might bounce in.
Oh!
Christian, what a save!
There's no way that should have been a save. There was no business with that being a save.
Listen, that's the angle of the post sometimes. That's just how it shakes out.
Yep.
Now a demo comes through from Ramen. This could be what they were looking for, out to the
That's
middle. 1-1, 12 seconds to play.
That was all they needed, was that one goal. Look at this. Spoods sets it up. Ramen is right there to tap it right in. Nobody can stop him. Just him and the net.
Now, this is going to be a big one. Should either of these teams really make the play in this last 10 seconds, you can secure this game for yourself. Saints obviously looking to make that 2-0, but Kentucky, you don't want to be put into that reverse sweep situation. Ramen.
Oh, that was so close.
Touches the crease off of Pig there. Even found a demo on Christian in that last second, but here we are. Second overtime of the day, Amanda.
Yep.
Truthfully, I have no idea who takes this one. I mean, these teams have been so tight in this game too, and it's such a different story from game 1 there. Game 1 was a deadlock until it was all Saints, and now we've got Northern Kentucky holding a lead for almost the whole game, and Saints coming in at that last second to clinch the overtime. But now you got to clinch the goal in overtime. You don't want to be the team that makes that over-aggressive commit, or the team that gets scored on all the way from mid, but Toasty gonna find that opening, and it just bounces straight in there. 2-1 in the game. Overtime gonna be found by Northern Kentucky, and that's 1-1 in the series now. Northern Kentucky tying it up and keeping this very, very competitive.
That was such a close goal there. I mean, it really was anybody's game there. 35 seconds into overtime. I was a little bit scared we'd have a 10-minute overtime again.
I mean, we've seen it, don't get me wrong, but I mean, eventually one of those teams has to crack, right? Whether it be a minute 40 seconds, whether it be 9 minutes in, right? It's gonna happen. However, moving into game 3 here, be another big one in the series. This is gonna determine who takes that lead back, whether it be Saints taking the lead back or Kentucky finding the lead in the series 2-1. Saints looking to start this one off aggressive. Ramen tries to do one of his aerial setups from that backboard. Christian, there's both Christian and Spoots to kind of follow up on that, but once again, solid defense from specifically Pig. I want to point him out, but...
Oh, threads the needle, Ramen with a goal.
It's like these shots are just insane. Every time you think he's just going to try and send it straight to that net, that bounce just mixes up 3 defenders there. They were all looking right at the ground. They were all sending their way there, and Ramen says, okay, I'll bounce it up towards the crossbar. Yep,
which was risky, but he was able to get it in, so.
Risky for sure, but another one comes through for Toasty, a stellar player on the offense, and there's Rickles for that setup as well. Pig right there just in case a rebound needs to come through as well.
Yeah, Toasty proven to be that star player on the side of Northern Kentucky University. I think he's the only one who's been getting goals so far from the side of Northern Kentucky.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think we have seen goals from any of those other players. I think, yeah, the 2 from that last game both came from Toasty. Now a 3rd under his belt here in game 3. Trying to play this defense a little, but there's 3 Saints in this zone. I think it's Ramen there who's actually make that rotation back, or it's Spoods going to be here on the net. That was a deep contention from Spoods. You really got to make sure you secure those, or else you've got a wide open net. Bounce off that backboard, Pig in the corner. I really like those saves from, we've seen Christian do it, we've seen Ramen do it, where, yeah, it's coming at your net, but send it up to the backboard to see if anyone from your team can follow up on it.
Look at that. Rickles going to get a score for Northern Kentucky. There we go. Another Northern Kentucky member getting a goal today.
Yeah, right off this backboard, too, or right off that. He actually just drops down off the backboard, finds the angle from, I believe it was Toasty who sent that one in there. 2-1, Northern Kentucky. Serious contenders for the Saints. Keep in mind, coming into the semifinals, Saints were 9-0 in games. They got 6-0 in the best of 3s and 3-0 in that first best of 1. Now Northern Kentucky giving them trouble.
Absolutely. Ramen and Spoods trying to get a goal here. Well, nobody's in net, but Rickles came back, ready to protect that net with his life.
Spoods. It's going to be a 50-50. Ends up in the corner. Christian right there for the save. This has been tough saves from the Saints to make, but a ton of them they have been finding. However, still that 1-goal lead from Northern Kentucky.
Oh.
Out the middle, Toasty there to get demoed by Spoods, actually. Pass it out, maybe to Christian. It's going to be towards that corner. Trying to just fake out Pig here a little bit, but Pig, like we said, crazy on the defense. And when you've got a crazy good defensive player, it just means they know so well about the physics and exactly how that ball is going to move from a certain shot. So he's also just insanely good on grabbing those back in the corner because he just has such a good read on exactly where that ball is going to be.
Absolutely. Christian going to try to take this ball up, see what he can do. Ramen as well, going to try to help out here. But it's risky. Might not go in. If they triple commit, it's going to be risky, but you might need a triple commit to just push past those defenders. As I say that, Christian actually going to get a demo on the Toasty, which could open things up for just a few seconds here.
Yeah, Pig and Ramen kind of stuck in that little deadlock there in the corner, but I think it was broken by, if not another player, it was broken by the ball there. Kind of knocked them both out of the way. Pig bouncing setup towards the middle. It's going to go up high. Rickles wants to follow up on it, but he's only able to make it out to the corner. Demo from Pig. Ramen's down. It's Spoods and Christian have to make this save. Ramen there as he's back up. He's there for support. But you've got 1:30 to work with. You're still down 1 goal, Saints. Northern Kentucky. You keep playing like this. You keep these demos up. You keep this pressure up. You're going to find yourself an easy game 3 here and a nice 2-1 in the series to move into that next game. But Saints still got time to work with. Just got to try and make it happen. Once again, you might just be playing for that overtime.
Absolutely, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, as long as you can get that tied score, you know, then that's all you need. You don't need to play to get them 1 up on them when you can just go to overtime and then, I mean, yes, it's sudden death, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And realistically, I mean, 2-2 with 20 seconds left in the game might as well be sudden death as well.
Oh, yeah.
However, got to do it 1 step at a time, and when you're down 1 goal, that 1 step is just to tie it up. 45 seconds to play with, and Toasty still on this aggression. Such a strong player on that offense. Pig, of course, being that support that he needs, and Rickles is just always there. Wherever, whether it be the backboard, whether it be half, he's there to always receive those clears that come through. Pig, where he just found a demo, he's all the way back into the net. What a contest from Toasty.
Look at that. Toasty just being on his A game today. Just
honestly,
bringing the heat. Spood's gonna try to make something work here. 9 seconds remaining. It's gonna be tough. Can they do it? That is the question, but it looks like it's gonna not happen.
Pig,
no.
What a great save coming in all the way from behind Christian there. Might even be able to find one for themselves here. It's down on the crease, down on that goal line, but 2-1 in the series for Northern Kentucky, taking the lead. A bit of a comeback to come through as well. 2 games straight. Saints, at this point, you're looking to take it to game 5. Northern Kentucky wants to bring it through with that 3-1 scoreline. If you keep this play up, dare I say it, you're definitely going to find that one. I mean, they're playing so solid. I'm looking at Toasty, Pig, and Rickles. All three of them have now made their mark. We talked about that first game. Rickles wasn't too involved in a lot of plays, but now he's kind of just been that third man that is always where he needs to be, as Toasty and Pig are kind of that dynamic duo to make those plays. But Rickles showing off a little bit as he gets one off the backboard there. It is going to be saved up by, I believe that was Ramen, but wow. Scuffle in the crease. Pig tries to fly in for that one. Spoods just actually bump him out of the way. There's no defenders here, but Toasty does have a lot of boost to work with, same as Pig. A little bit over that defender, but nothing for the Saints just yet. Not even a shot really to come through. Off the backboard, Christian not able to find the second one. It was backboard to crossbar and back out.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there. Looks like it's gonna be more ping pong for now.
I mean, when nobody breaks the 0-0, that's almost how it shakes out in like every game. It's just back and forth, because unless you're down a few goals, like you had said last game, nobody wants to make that triple commit, right? Nobody wants to make the risky plays that, yeah, it might land you a goal and it might land you that lead, but at the same time, there is so much risk to it. As you leave your goal, you leave your entire side of that field wide open. Ramen wants to be the one to follow up on that.
Looks like we're going to see Christian try to make a goal happen here, but he's going to go back towards the side of the Saints. Ramen going to boop it back. Can he get a goal? That's the question. Christian just bringing it a little bit closer to the net, but not close enough.
The angles have just been just a little bit too wide for the Saints here. A lot of setups, but not a lot of boost to work with for these teams to really follow up. That's a demo in the net. That could be solid, but Toasty right there where you need him, right there when you need him, keeping this 0-0 for the time being as we hit that 3-minute mark.
Yeah, this is a very, solid scoreline right now. It's not moving. It is not moving. Saints are trying their best right now to get that 0-1, but, I mean, so is Northern Kentucky.
Yeah, neither of these teams, just don't want to have to give up that first goal, because it just means you're one more goal away from having to tie it up. It's just a taxer on the mental sometimes, too. Even when it is only one goal, when the teams are this close, one goal means everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, another minute out to pass, as still no action from either of these nets. We haven't really seen too many shots, too. It's been corner to corner, back and forth, and neither team. You see these aerial contests, it's from both sides, whether it be Spoods or Ramen to hit it, whether it be Pig or Rickles there, or even Toasty sometimes. Oh, right in the net.
So
Pig,
close.
What a save.
Spoods gonna bring this up. Just gonna, stall it out a little bit first. But it looks like Ramen is gonna move that back over towards the middle. Spoods has plans in mind. Will those plans go anywhere is the question.
Toasty back out to this Saints side. That could be what he's looking for. Toasty shut down by Christian on that save. Christian tries to make this clear back out, but Pig and Toasty right there to keep it in. Spoods have to make some moves on this ball. Can't do it just yet. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Corner to corner. And nobody can find these setups towards the middle, because it takes that player in the air to just clear it all the way back out, back to the other corner.
Yeah, Spoods gonna bring this back over. He might be able to do it here.
The demo!
It goes in! The demo in the air. Spoods on to Pig.
Look at this. Spoods makes the carry, figures out, okay, I'm past Toasty. We're done with Toasty now. Finds that demo. I'm not even sure if it was Christian to tap that. I think it was actually Toasty that gave it that extra little tap into that net. 1-0 with a minute left to play. Almost exactly what Northern Kentucky found last game, flipping the script here in Game 4. Saints want to make that Game 5 happen. They don't want to play through the loser's bracket here.
Yeah, we might see a Game 5 happen today for Saints versus Kentucky, but we'll have to see.
Toasty, that's a good shot. Keep it 1-1. Amanda cursing up the Saints here,
I curse them.
I'm not against it, though. I'd love to see another overtime to come through. These have just been such solid teams in both of them. Both the Saints, both Northern Kentucky. Neither of them have been making critical errors, which makes the goals that much sweeter because you know you're just playing almost perfect Rocket League to come through. I mean, we saw Spoods' shot there. We saw his demo as well in the net. That's a textbook Rocket League play there. And then, of course, Toasty coming in, sees that defender. I believe it was Christian there. Just a little too far out from the crease. Capitalize on that one, send it right past him, and you know it's hitting the net there. Nice little splash from him. Now, 5 seconds to play with. Spoods wants to make this happen, but Rickles has other ideas. Sends it out towards that corner. It's going to touch down, and here we are. Another overtime.
Overtime number 2 of the day, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken.
2 or 3.
2 or 3. Number 3 of the day. So this is good. We want to see, will it end at a game 4 and go to Northern Kentucky, or will we go to a game 5? Leave it up to fate.
Keep in mind, for all of you watching the broadcast too, should it be that 3-1, there will be a loser's run to come through for the Saints. Northern Kentucky, looks like we got a little updated logo there from them. Now, Spoods tries to make that follow-up. Rickles just bouncing back and forth between the ground and his tires there. Spoods knocks it out towards that corner. Those are some of those saves that I'm talking about, where you kind of come in from the angle of an attacker and just send it back behind you or back off that backboard to really make those clears. Spoods and Christian for that double commit, and it's gonna be Northern Kentucky with a 3-1 victory over the Saints here. Gonna be moving into top 8. Northern Kentucky found their way past those defenders. Spoods and Christian nowhere to be found on that save, and it's 3-1 to finish it off. Toasty, Rickles, and Pig there. Just what a solid squad. I mean, all 3 of them working together perfectly, dare I say.
Yeah, it looks like beautiful 3-1 victory for NKU. I mean, Saints did their very best, but they still have the losers bracket to run through, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's still 2 spots there in the losers once you make it towards that losers semifinals, and I believe Saints will just automatically drop down into that final game, so we might have a much longer break to come through as we wait for the rest of this losers bracket to shake out, but in the end, it's Rocket League, right? 3 or 4 rounds of Rocket League, maybe 30-40 minutes there, but keep an eye out for the stream. We're going to send it to a quick little break, but we will be back as the Saints continue this losers run, try to make that top 8 for Sunday.